Hey, and welcome to this video for the Chicago Deal Vault. In this video, we're going to be covering some of the main features that are offered here on Chicago Deal Vault. So we're going to be taking a look at a number of things and how you can use the Chicago Deal Vault to find great deals on properties. So in the top here, you'll see that there are a number of different tabs. We have the MLS search option here. So this is going to allow you to search the MLS live. We'll also be looking at how you can do a flip and rental analysis. Next, we have our power search option. This is going to allow you to search any property, MLS or off market. We're also going to do a real-time analysis on a property. Next, we have My Deal Alerts, which are going to be MLS alerts based off your investment criteria. Chicago Deal Vault scans the MLS every 2 hours, and once we find a match, we're going to send you an email, and you'll then receive alerts in this tab. Next, we have our off-market properties. We have probates, pre-foreclosures, upcoming auctions, shadow inventory, evictions, and wholesale deals. So we will be talking about these in more detail. Next, we have our private lenders list so that you can fund your deals. And then finally, we have our cash buyers list as well as area reports. Okay, so we're going to start off with area reports here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the area reports tab here at the top. From here, you can see I'm going to have an option to go ahead and search for a specific county. Now, in this case, we're going to use the example of Bolingbrook. The reason for this is that Bolingbrook is an up-and-coming area that has lower prices for properties. Rent is a little bit higher. So for these reasons, this is a good example county to look at. So now that I've typed in the county that I'd like to search for, I can click on my search button. And you can see that it's going to find the area report for that particular county. So to look at the report, all I have to do is go ahead and click on the report here. Now in this particular report, we have over 200 areas that are analyzed. So here you can see that we're going to see a map of the area. We're also going to list out some of the observed factors. So these are important things to know about this particular area. And then here under the area in a nutshell section, you can see that we're going to give you a bunch of useful information for things such as livability, crime statistics, the cost of living, education, employment, and you're going to be able to see ratings for those as well. So in this particular example, you can see how it compares to another county, for example, if you wanted to look at an area report for a different county or area. So if we scroll down here to crime, you can see that if the statistics here are under the red line, that indicates that those statistics are under the national average. You can also see this heat map here, which is going to show you how it compares, and you can see in this particular case, it's mostly green, which is positive. You'll want to avoid areas that have a lot of yellow, orange, and red spots, which would indicate, of course, spikes in crime levels. You'll also see information here about your schools. We'll see information about the income for this area. And you can see here that there's a comparison between the median household income, specifically in the area that we've set this report for, versus the state that it's located in, versus the U.S. average as well. So here you can see that the average for Bolingbrook is higher than the actual state, and it's much higher than the U.S. average as well. If we scroll down here, next you'll see the population statistics here, and you can see that in this particular case, Bolingbrook is experiencing significant growth. You can see that the growth is much higher than the growth here of the state itself and the U.S. average. So that's positive for this area. And you'll see here this chart. This is going to show the demographic information for that particular area. If we scroll down to the industry area here, this is going to tell you about all the information related to employment. So you'll be able to see what type of companies are in Bolingbrook. Below this, we have our housing occupancy information. And an important statistic that you'll notice here is the owner occupancy versus the renter occupancy. In this case, the owner occupancy is 76% versus 16% for the renter occupancy. So in this case, you would be best off with a buy and hold approach. And you'll know this because when you see that the owner occupancy is much higher than the renter occupancy, it's more likely that people are going to really take care of these properties. Now if we scroll down here, you can see that we're going to give you the area type, so it's going to be either A, B, C, or D. So if it's rated at an A, it's going to be a little bit less challenging than a B, C, or D, which D would of course be the more challenging area. So in this particular case, it's rated at a B, and so we would recommend a cash flow or buy and hold approach. All right, and then next you're going to see that we're going to give you a sales market analysis of the last 12 months. So this page is going to show you the economic viability of the area. You'll find what you should expect to pay for the property, how much you should sell the property for, how long it's going to stay in the market, how many flips are happening in the area. So these are going to tell you all the numbers that you're going to be looking for. We also give you the sweet spot for what you should buy and sell the properties for. So here you can see for an attached property, I'd want to buy it for less than $138,000. Make sure that I'm selling it for over $137.2 thousand. Then for the detached properties here, we want to buy it for less than $220 and sell it for over $227. Now you'll notice as I'm going through each of these pages, there's also a conclusion for each of these sections at the bottom of the page as well. Now finally, if we head over to our rental market analysis over the past 12 months, here you're going to find out what the ongoing rents are, how long they're still in the market. If we scroll down here, you're going to see a breakdown of the rents. And then most importantly, here at the bottom, you're going to get a conclusion summarizing the information that you found above. Okay, so based off this area report here, we can conclude that Bolingbrook is a good area to use. So now our next step here would be to find a deal. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and find a deal. So to do this, I'm going to navigate to my off-market properties, and I'm going to go ahead and select from one of the available options. In this case, we're going to look at pre-foreclosures. All right, now one important thing to note here, so there's a lot of people that go for pre-foreclosures, but specifically what you want to look for are pre-foreclosures with equity. So that's a secret that a lot of people don't know. So the first thing here that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select my city here in the filtering criteria. If I click on select options, I can go ahead and do my search. And once again, we're going to search here for Bolingbrook. You can see it's already found it, and I can press enter. Now one thing you'll notice here is that I've selected Bolingbrook, but I can also do another search if I want to. I can click on this drop down to see anything available or just start searching it out. But since in this case all I want is Bolingbrook, I'm going to go ahead and click on the X here. And you can see that it's pulled up Bolingbrook. So again, if you want to search for multiple cities, then you can enter multiple cities. But in this case, we're just going to be looking for Bolingbrook. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and under property equity, make sure that I choose these selections so that I'm going to find properties that have equity. All right, and so you can see that before I do my search here, there's a number of other different areas that I can filter from. I can filter by county, zip code, address, filing date. So all of these are available, but in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just do my search. Okay, so here we can see that we have 71 results that have populated for Bolingbrook, and all of these results are going to be properties that have equity. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and narrow this down even further. So instead of keeping this first box checked here, I'm actually going to go ahead and uncheck that. And this way we're going to only see properties that have 50 or more % equity. And now I'm going to click on search. Okay, so now we have successfully refined our results to only 4 results, much easier to choose from. All right, and if I'd like to, I can even click on the map view icon here. And so here I'm going to be able to identify the properties on a map here and see where they're located. Now if I'd like, I can click on the red marker for one of these properties. So if I wanted to look at more details on this property, all I'd have to do is click on the View Details button here. Now we're going to go to the Details tab here in just a moment. But before we do that, there are a few things that I wanted to also demonstrate here from this section. So this is the mailing campaign section. And so while this information is available here, you may want to know how to contact the owners of these pre-foreclosures. How do you do that? So you'll see that there's a drop down here, and I have 5 different templates that are available. As I select between these different templates, you can see I'll have the option to click on Preview to preview the template. All right, and so once you've selected a template that you like, all you have to do is click on Print Your Own Letters and Labels. So what this does is it performs a mail merge, and I'm going to be able to save this file to my PC here. Okay, and the file that's been downloaded here, I can go ahead and extract that to the folder that I've saved it to. And you can see that I have a couple files that I'll be able to open here. So in those files, you're going to get your logos, your signatures, and your phone number. So let's take a look at this first document that was part of that zip file that we downloaded here. We can go ahead and take a look at the file. So here you can see that we have 2 letters, and we're going to mail these out to the owner. So that also includes your phone number, as well as your signature once you've set that up. Then in the other file that we downloaded here, you can see that you're going to have your labels, and you'll be able to print these out as well.